All right, Saints Nation. So I would like to do this to two videos this week, but I was traveling for work, so we get one video, two topics. First topic, just going to briefly give my thoughts on Jake Haener being named the starter. Um, Derek Carr doesn't play; he's not going to play. Um, and then I'll get right into predictions for today's game. So my immediate thoughts on Jake Haener getting the nod over Spencer Rattler is so there's a few layers. One, um, Rattler's a rookie. Haener has a year in the locker room. That matters a little bit. I don't think it matters a ton, but he is more adjusted to NFL speed for sure. And the Saints don't have a fast defense, so it's not like you're getting those reps in practice. Um, I think part of it is if you're actually looking at it honestly, the only game where you really got to see Spencer Rattler play in any resemblance of an NFL context was the game against the Bucks, and there were some plus and minuses there. Teammates catch some passes that they dropped. Some other things go differently. It looks even better, but even then, some pros and some cons. And you had two games against two of the best defenses in the league with no interior line, and like you can feel however you want about those two games. Those games go 0% differently if Derek Carr is the quarterback, much less Jake Haener. But I said in a recent video, if the team was smart, what they would do is go 2-2 unless somebody shows out. This is Hayner's opportunity to show out. If you go against a team that's possibly going to make the playoffs, a pretty good, Commanders team, if you have a good game, 220 plus through the air, hit the tight ends, hit guys when they're open, move the ball, don't make a ton of dumb mistakes, don't take bad sacks, look like a quarterback. And the type of quarterback that he's supposed to be, the more efficient, more decisive, quick, accurate. If he's checking those boxes, you start him the next week. If he doesn't, maybe you start him the next week, or maybe you do Rattler and you go every other, or maybe you go 2-2. You figure it out from there. These final four games should be about assessment. So, um, starting Jake instead of Spencer is a total non-issue to me. Spencer's played, Jake hasn't. Spencer didn't outright win the job. Yes, there's context, but at the end of the day, I'm on the coaching staff. I need data, and I'm sure there's guys in the locker room that are like, Spencer got his shot. We want to see Jake get his, and I think that's totally fine. Going into predictions, I'm gonna say Alvin does get the record. Well, not a record for him; it's a personal record. He's I think 63 yards from his first 1,000-yard season. So I think he does get that. I'm gonna say AK 105 from scrimmage. Um, I'm gonna say Kendre has another good game. I'm gonna say Foster gets 5 catches for 60 plus yards and a touchdown. And I'm gonna say Haener and the offense score less than 25. Haener has 2 turnovers, but one won't be his fault. Either there'll be a tipped pass, or a totally blown block that leads to a sack fumble, like something very 2024 Saintsy. I think those are probably my predictions for the game on that side. Defensively, I'm going to predict, and I'd love to be wrong, I'm going to predict the Commanders run for over 200 yards total. And again, I'd love to be wrong. Oh, and at least one time in this game, Marshawn's going to come in on a blitz and try to light Haener the fuck up. So those would be my predictions for the game. Let's see what happens. Um, Normally, I would say hopefully the Saints win, but honestly, what I'm genuinely hoping for is a really close, hard fought loss, but a loss where Kendre, Jake, Austin Jr., maybe even MVS, Holker. I want to see a game where guys who actually have a chance to matter for the future of this team are making plays and doing positive things. And if that happens, but we lose, that's best case scenario. Um, not sold on Clint, not sold on Rizzy. I don't know if we have any quarterbacks on this team. I know one guy who isn't a quality starter, and we had two big unknowns. So if we get more information about Jake and what he might be and what he could become, great. Do that, have a good game, but lose, get a better draft spot. To me, that's the best case scenario, and let's see what happens.